Morning light spread softly across the endless green plains of Serengeti National Park. In the middle of that open grass, a light brown lioness, heavy with cubs for many weeks, walked slowly. For days, rangers had been keeping watch on her from a distance, knowing her time to give birth was very near. But today something was different. Her steps became weak, then her legs gave way. With a deep, painful groan, she collapsed on the grass, her sides rising and falling in heavy breaths. Close by, her mate, a male lion with tired, worried eyes, began pacing in circles. He lifted his head and let out loud roars, echoing through the park. Every roar was a desperate call for help. From a patrol jeep moving slowly across the Serengeti grasslands, Emily, a young wildlife ranger from England, held her binoculars high. Her job today was simple: to check on the animals they were assigned to watch. But then, in the distance, something caught her breath. Under a lone acacia tree, she saw a lioness lying on the ground, struggling to breathe. And next to her, a male lion pacing, roaring into the wind. "Stop the jeep!" she called out quickly. Two other rangers, both men, looked where she was pointing. The roars carried over the plains like a cry. Emily's heart raced. "I think she's in serious trouble," she whispered. Without wasting time, the team turned the jeep and headed straight toward the lions. The jeep stopped at a safe distance. Emily stepped out slowly, first aid kit in her hands, her boots pressing into the soft green grass. Every instinct warned her about the danger. But the sight before her was stronger than fear. The male lion stopped pacing, his golden eyes fixed on her. For a moment, time stood still. Emily froze, holding his gaze. She expected an attack, a warning roar. But instead, he slowly stepped back. It was as if he understood. This human had come to help, not harm. Her team stayed behind while Emily walked forward, her eyes never leaving his, until she knelt beside the weak lioness struggling to breathe. Emily's knees sank into the soft, warm earth as she leaned over the lioness. Her hands moved quickly, checking breathing, heartbeat, and the flow of blood from the swollen belly. The male lion circled restlessly, roaring in deep frustration, shaking the tall, dry grass around them. Each roar made her heart race, but she kept calm. "Easy, girl, stay with me," she whispered, placing gentle hands on the lioness's side. She opened her first aid kit, disinfecting the area and using bandages to slow the bleeding. Her teammates stood guard with tranquilizer guns ready, but no shot was fired. This was a fight against time, and against nature itself. Emily's hands trembled, but her focus was sharp. From the first aid kit, she drew out a syringe filled with pain relief medicine. With a deep breath, she injected the lioness gently, whispering softly, "You're safe now, just hold on." The lioness's breathing slowed, eyes blinking weakly. Emily wiped the sweat from her forehead, scanning the swelling belly. "This is turning into a field birth," she said firmly to her team. "Get me clean towels, more water, and keep an eye on the male." The two rangers nodded, keeping tranquilizers aimed but never pulling the trigger. Emily positioned herself, ready for whatever nature demanded. Every second felt heavier than the sky above them. A deep, heart-wrenching groan escaped the lioness as her body twisted with pain. Contractions came in fierce waves, each one stronger than the last. Emily knelt closer, pressing towels under her, murmuring steady, calming words. "Easy, girl. You're strong. Hold on." The sky above the Serengeti was changing. Dark thunderclouds gathered slowly, the soft morning turning into a tense gray. The smell of rain mixed with the scent of wild grass. Emily could feel the cub moving. "Push," she whispered, guiding with careful hands. Every roar shook the dry plains, the male circling, desperate but silent. It was a battle of life against time, and no one dared to blink. One final push, and the silence of the plains was broken. The first cub slid into Emily's hands, wet and trembling. Then, within minutes, a second. And finally, a third. Tiny, weak, but breathing. Emily worked quickly, wiping each cub clean with towels from her kit. The little bodies squirmed, letting out faint, fragile cries. With care, she placed them against their unconscious mother's belly, hoping instinct would guide them. The male lion, just steps away, stood motionless. His golden eyes followed every movement, not roaring, not moving, only watching. For a moment, the vast Serengeti fell silent. Only the sound of newborn breaths filled the air under the wide, clouded sky. Minutes passed like hours. Then a faint stir, a twitch of the lioness's ear. Her chest lifted in a slow, deep breath. Emily froze, holding her own breath as those tired amber eyes blinked open. Confused at first, the lioness turned her head. And there, pressed against her belly, were 3 tiny cubs, blindly searching for milk. A soft, weak growl slipped from her throat, not in anger, but in recognition. Her instinct awakened. She lowered her head and began to lick them gently, pulling them closer. Emily smiled, relief washing over her. Slowly, carefully, she stepped back, leaving the family in their circle of love, while the male lion moved closer to his mate. Emily stayed still, heart racing, as the male lion slowly closed the distance. Each step was heavy, deliberate, and silent. She expected a roar. Instead, he stopped right beside her. For a moment, time froze on the Serengeti plains. Then, with surprising gentleness, the massive lion lowered his head and brushed it softly against her arm. It wasn't aggression, it was gratitude. A bond of trust, raw and wordless, passed between human and beast. Emily whispered, "You're welcome," barely able to breathe. The lion's golden eyes met hers one last time before he returned to his family, his shoulders relaxed for the first time in days. The lion family began to move. The male walked first, every muscle steady, while the weak but determined lioness followed close behind. 3 tiny cubs stumbled between their parents, their golden fur glowing in the soft morning light. Emily stood frozen, her heart pounding, watching them disappear into the endless green wilderness of the Serengeti. No words, no sounds, only the rhythm of nature reclaiming its own. She knew she had just witnessed a miracle, a moment that would stay with her forever. Quietly, she whispered, "Be safe. If you love stories where courage meets the wild, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with friends who believe in miracles between humans and animals." Your support inspires us to bring you more true and emotional survival stories from the heart of nature.